We looked at Stan Fox. He carries us along in the cockpit with the camera car, but he moves up to third position. Well, almost. That's the battle for the lead right there as the Munchkin pulls up behind.
Fedorcak's not going to quit. He's working so good. That race car is handling so well that he looks to be handling a little bit better than Jeff Gordon right now. He must have got caught asleep on that restart. He gains a little bit in the corners, quite a bit in the corners, but he gets on the straightaway and it looks like he's out horsepower just a little bit.
But I think this has to denote superb driving talent on the part of Mike Fedorcak because he doesn't have the extra ponies. Consequently, he has to drive a perfect groove to maintain that momentum to keep that gap where it is right now.
Absolutely. That's exactly what he has to do. He has to have his race car working better. He's got to drive it better. He's got to drive it smoother. Smooth is the big word. The smoother you run these little midgets, the faster you go on this track. And it's really, really tough to run them smooth, I'll tell you.
Well, there's a battle for first. There's a battle for third, fourth, and fifth as well. A bit of a gap, though, about a turn gap between second place and third position.
Yes. I'll tell you what, there's battles all over the racetrack. I just can't believe this is Billy Hughes. He's just passed the car. He's running real good. He ran real tough in his heat race.
Well, Billy Hughes was the second fastest qualifier. That was Bob Ciccone out of Prospect Park, Pennsylvania, that he just went by. Oh, a car very up, almost to the wall.
Andy Minchner, he
car, he almost got that right rear against the concrete.
Yeah, that Andy Minchner, he got a little loose up there. He just missed the fence, but he saved it, came on back down. Tell you what, this racetrack is tough for these guys to keep the race car straight. Here we see Tice Carlson. That's exactly what he did in the heat race. He won't do that very long in this race because it's too long. He'll burn that tire right off there running like that.
Whereas they go to a harder compound for the 30-lap feature than what they would run in the heat race or even the semi.
Yeah, they sure do. Here's the leaders again. We see that Jeff Gordon just has no breathing room whatsoever. Mike Fedorcak is right on his tail. He better not make a mistake because it's all he was waiting on.
Well, Gordon has the Pontiac, tooled by George Tucker, and that's the Volkswagen right behind him, and there's only a car length between the two of them.
Okay, here's Mike Stryker. The other Munchkin is right on his tail. Here's the Munchkin of Fedorcak. Here's third place. This is Stan Fox. He got around Stryker. He's pulling away from fourth and fifth place, you can see here. He's really, I don't know whether he's gaining a lot. We can't tell. He's a half a straightaway behind those first two, but he's really going to work on it. If there's a yellow, it could be a real exciting real quick.
Well, once again, we have the Munchkin right on the heels of Stryker. That is Richard Myrie running back there in the fifth position right now. Stryker is fourth. Once again, Stryker is second in the point standings. But look at Gordon. Gordon now begins to put some daylight between first and second. Jeff Gordon from nearby Pittsburgh, Indiana. He has been so dominant on these tracks this season. We started talking about the pay tracks, but he won a dirt USAC midget race in this car. This is a pavement car, but he won with it on dirt. Beat Stan Fox on the last lap.
That's right. He's got this race car really working. The engine is laid over in this thing, especially for the pavement, like you said. But they've made it work everywhere. I think between the whole crew, they have really got their act together. They know how to set the car up, and he obviously knows how to drive it.
Well, I don't know if there's a problem with the Munchkin, but Stan Fox is really closing in. And there's a look at your present leader in the point standings. That is Russ Gamester. Now we go back to the head of the pack, and there is Jeff Gordon beginning to lap some of the cars. And look at Fox. Fox is right behind Mike Fedorcak.
I think Fedorcak ran so hard trying to get back in the lead. Here he's going to make a pass. He's going to zip right under him. Yeah, Fedorcak had some kind of a problem. I don't know whether he ruined the tire, running so hard trying to get back around Gordon, or exactly what happened. But he's slowed way, way down. He's not near as strong as he was earlier. It could be the engine misfiring.
19 laps complete, 11 laps to go, and Fox may need a yellow right now to close down and have a shot. I will be very interested to see what kind of computer readouts they get on this car, because the Fox car is equipped with computer telemetry. They're testing all kinds of workings on that car. Right now it's working well, but the best car out there appears to be car number 4. That is Gordon. He continues to lead, but Fox is closing in. Another look at Mike Fedorcak as Fox pulls away from the Munchkin and starts to close in on this man right here. 18-year-old Jeff Gordon now 21 laps complete, 9 laps to go. A straightaway advantage over second place.
Yeah, he's got things, looks awfully easy right now. He's running real smooth, real straight, and has got big lead. Here comes Billy Hughes. He's doing real well. He's gained a lot. He came from the back. He's gained a lot of spots. He's running real smooth again.
Chassis not working so well, though, because look at him fight that steering wheel.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. These midgets just don't go through the corners near as straight as the other race cars do. I don't care how good they're working. You have to work on them. He's running a little bit low. He's having trouble keeping the back end. And when you run that low on the racetrack, we talked about a couple weeks ago, George Snyder ran that low, how hard it was to keep the race car, the back end under you. And he's having the same trouble. He's trying to run a little bit lower than some of the other guys, and it's real hard to keep the back end under you when you're down there on the racetrack.
You talked in that feature earlier about radios and what should you tell them.
Yeah, it might be a good time to tell him to move up on the racetrack, right? Okay, here we go, Mike Stryker. This is Russ Gamester. He started way back in the pack somewhere. He had to come through the semi, and he's moved way up. He's learning that race car. Every time he drives it tonight, every time he's been in it, he's learned, he's improved, he's made it better for him.
13 this evening, but look at this move now.
Yeah, he did a great job. I'll tell you what, that's what makes a good race car driver, a great race car driver, when he can get in a brand new car, something he's never driven before, go out, work with it a little bit, and do the things that he's done with that race car tonight.
Well, Gamester is trying to preserve his points lead right now. There's a look at Mike Stryker, who is second in the points, third in the points, but leading tonight is this man right here. That is Jeff Gordon. And look at this battle. Look at that move to the inside. Billy Hughes. Look at him struggle. Oh, he almost gets together with Mike Fedorcak.
I tell you what, Fedorcak is just hanging on now, trying to run that race car real straight. He doesn't want to make any drastic moves, and when Hughes comes under him like that, slides up toward him, boy, it's tough to hold your line.
Let's go back to the pits and Marty Reed.
Well, guys, we can tell you that as far as the Fedorcak vehicle, they are saying, well, he just burned up the tire. He was going as hard as he could, and the Volkswagen horsepower is just not there, but he smoked the tire up in the process.
Well, that is showing its effects right now because he is about to lose that position. Well, now Hughes makes a slip.
Hughes might have burned his tires up, too, trying to run underneath him. I'll tell you what, they're running third and fourth, and their tires, they say their tires are bad. Well, I'll tell you what, they're running off of faster bad tires out there.
What goes through your mind when you realize you don't have the horsepower and now you don't have the tires to go with it?
Well, you try to run the race car as absolutely straight. You know that the tires are bad. You know that you're wearing them out, and they're hot. So you want to just keep that race car as absolutely straight as humanly possible so that you don't wear them out any worse. I think that's what Hughes did. He got underneath him. He got his tires hot. So now then he can't run any faster than Fedorcak all of a sudden.
Well, here is your leader in heavy traffic as he goes by. That is Bob Ciccone. I believe he just went by there. So the Beast just passes a Beast, and he's down to collect the white flag. 1 lap to go for Gordon, and he can nurse it home now. I think this is, what, 5 wins and 6 times on pavement in this car this season?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's pretty phenomenal. That kid's so far out in front now, he could almost take it out of gear and coast home. But he's done a great job. He works hard. He works hard at every aspect of this sport, and that's what's going to take him far in this sport because he loves it and he works at it.
Well, there is a checkered flag, so Gordon takes the victory. And we go back to second position. Stan Fox as the battle for third continues, and it looks like the Munchkin will hang on. Fedorcak takes third. Billy Hughes will take fourth position.
I'll tell you what,
Russ Gamester was fifth. That's a fine ride for us.
That's a great ride for him. He's got to be real happy coming with a brand new race car, something he never sat in until tonight, coming all the way from the back up to fifth position. I don't think he could be happier.
Well, they are setting up victory lane now, and making his parade lap and headed for victory lane is 18-year-old Jeff Gordon. We'll come back to talk to him, but stay with us. More coming your way from Raceway Park.
All right, here we go.
99 at McDonald's.
Back at Indianapolis Raceway Park, where we are with our winner tonight, and he's the only thing hotter than the steamy weather in the IRP area. But it's got to be a little bit bittersweet after finishing second in last week's race, and of course, now coming back and taking it tonight.
Well, you know, that was his race last week, and you know, he deserved it. But you know, here we are again at IRP, winning another race. I just can't believe the momentum that I've got behind me right now. You know, I mean, the racing is just fabulous, and you know, the cars are just working so good for me. Everything's just going my way, you know, and it just seems like everything's right there for me. I just gotta, you know, reach out and grab it.
Larry Rice was making comments during the race that, you made the passes look so easy, and he's been there, and he says it's not as easy as it looks.
This car definitely makes it easier, but no, it's not easy. Our setup was really close, but I don't think it was perfect. As you can see, the tires definitely burned out. We were a little bit loose, and I knew that the Volkswagen had a little bit less horsepower on that restart, and I knew as soon as he went, I was on go, and I had a little bit more horsepower and got him down the straightaway. But, there again, I'd just like to thank Diet Pepsi, Delta Faucets, Hoosier Tires for holding up on that one right there.
You going to run at Belleville next week?
Definitely. That's the race we've been shooting at all year. Everything we've been doing from the beginning of this year has been kind of testing ourselves for Belleville. And, we won on Raleigh Helming's birthday, the car owner, and August 4th, that's my birthday at Belleville, so hopefully we win again there.
Well, if this is all testing, Gary, got to tell you, he's ready to jump to the head of the class. We're going to be back with more from Indianapolis Raceway Park, but first this.